This. Let's go. 3, 2.
Hello, everybody.
I love how David starts the show.
I know. I love it.
Well, you have to start it with some kind of energy.
Let's go.
Hey, it's so dreary and cold out there, but you know what? This office is still moving. We got warm blood. New member as well.
Our office mascot.
Yep.
Ollie, the beagle.
Ollie, come here.
Put the mic up to him and see what he does.
Welcome
To All In, Uncensored with
David Sletvold again.
And Bryon and Ryan.
And Bryon and Ryan.
Yeah.
We're just here for you, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So last time we left off, you were about ready to head out to Detroit.
Yep.
And complete your BrokerX training.
Yep. I wasn't fully licensed either. I had submitted that, I think 3 days prior to recording.
One of the coolest things being there with you guys is being around the table at night and you're like, hey, can you read this email from front to back, top to bottom? I was like, sure. What do we got? And it was his license approved. Oh, such a great
awesome.
celebration.
Yeah.
I was there was two reasons why. The first one, I had I was partying, so I was just like, am I reading this right? And I wanted a second set of eyes. And the other one is just, I just need someone to celebrate with, because I had heard all week from a bunch of people that had either not passed a test or had not submitted,
Wow.
or a series of other problems with their application, and it was really cool to be like, wow, I made it. I did it. All of this happened. I don't know. It was a blessing.
It was amazing being there with you and Boona
Mm-hmm.
and being able to celebrate with you guys, like the finish of your BrokerX and the 5 weeks being over, the 4 weeks being training, you both passed your test. Now UWM flies you out there, and being there and getting to know you guys better was really awesome for me and inspired me to get out of my comfort box a little bit and do things that, I've always wanted to be a teacher and help people. And I would say that's a big passion of mine, is just helping others,
Right.
whether it be clients, real estate agents, or now having a team and you being on it, and you push us every day. And we are so excited to be here and be here with you and celebrate with you the start of a new career.
I was high-fiving from across the country. Sorry I couldn't be in Detroit, but man, I was so fired up. It felt like my win too. Like, even though that's your win, like in spirit, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, it was exciting.
I mean, it's one of
Getting
those
that news.
things. It's one of those things that I feel like it's a win that I can share with everyone, friends, family. I think after the test, I got the pass back. They handed me the little sheet that said that I did it when I took that exam. And I was just shaking. I was somewhat in shock about the whole thing. It was the hardest thing I've done in my entire life. And I graduated college. I've done a lot of things, but this was one of the more difficult things, and it was only made possible, seriously, I think, through BrokerX. Even just being in the second iteration of it, I think that there's a huge value add there, and I'm really proud of what they were able to put together. If I was session 2 and I'm already hearing the feedback from some of these later ones, man, I think if you know someone and you want to talk to someone about entering this industry and you like them and you think they have the right spirit for it, I think seriously consider BrokerX. I think it's an incredible tool.
Yeah, I think it's slicker and snot on a chicken's lip, don't you?
Bryon Taylor,
Whatever that is.
No, on all seriousness, no. The BrokerX program, hands down, has been a game changer, because I don't know that David and Boona would have necessarily gotten to the level where they're at without that program right now.
Yeah.
That program is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you're coming into this industry, which is in all honesty, like, it's not something anybody ever strives to become a loan officer. And, we told the story last week. The recording last week was pretty shoddy, so I don't know how much of that story came through, but, meeting you for the first time and you being excited, maybe not even for the industry, but you being excited to work with us and our energy.
Yeah.
Every day since that day we met you has inspired us to be better. And, I I've been in the office every day before 7:30 just to make sure I beat you here.
To be fair, you've been doing a pretty good job of it. But no, there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of drive. It's interesting from my perspective, and perhaps this talks a lot more about past me than I want to let on, but it's interesting to want to come to work. I always viewed it as something that I dread, but now being able to come into an office and say, okay, I want to work on building myself. I want to work on talking to people, and viewing that as because it's such a positive. There's such an opportunity to uplift. And I think that's what I felt when I met the two of you for the first time, just that desire. I was like,
well, you've inspired me to do things. I mean, we're now doing trainings, right? I've been in the business a long time. Being at BrokerX with you guys has really inspired me to go to the next level. And BrokerX, for me, being there with you was awesome, just to be there, like I said, and get to know you guys. But really, I took those couple days that I was there, and my mindset had already changed to, I'm not here for me anymore. I'm here for a team and the greater good of people. And so I took my days and my training I went to a different success track. Obviously, I didn't go to BrokerX because I'm not new, and they wouldn't even let me go through that. But I went to a leadership program, and my mindset through that leadership program was to be a leader.
Yeah.
And how can I do that better? And take experiences from not only my career, but my life to help you guys. And one thing I came up with is weekly trainings. Tuesday and Thursday, 9:30 to 10:30. We keep it to an hour. And I want you to talk to us about your experience of the first 4 weeks, your experience of that week at UWM, and then your experience with us in the office every day.
Yeah, and specifically, I'm really curious about your thoughts. Like, when we talked about UWM, and we can only like kind of give you an idea of what it was like. But once you actually experienced it, like, I'm curious about that too.
So just the past month and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I'd say for starting off with BrokerX in those first 4 weeks, I think those first 2 weeks of instruction, I'm completely fresh to this industry, and it was everything I learned was brand new to me. I was a very good student when I was in high school and college, but man, those first iterations, and they have phased this out. So if you are signing for BrokerX, discard some of what I'm about to say, but it was mandatory start times at 7 a.m. every morning Pacific for information that I was entirely not used to. And so it was a lot of studying. It took a lot of grinding on my own. I mean, I was doing 10-hour days of studying at first, and that included exams, a lot of the excellent prep tools that are in like Prep Excel, which is one of their learning systems. I think I did struggle with it, but I struggle with it voluntarily. It's something I put on myself as a challenge, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that it paid off.
Well, I want to chime in on that, what you just said right there. That, to me, right there speaks volumes about the mindset you need to have for this industry. So you're given parameters of what to do, but you put in the extra work and the extra effort to make sure that you master that material.
Yeah.
And you're probably way more than 1% better every day, and you're striving for that. So beyond just doing loans for people, this is about building up people and making yourself better every day so that you can go out there and perform for people that need you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah. And, you come in here, you talk about yesterday, such a big win. You were it started Wednesday night, and you were just out and about. You were talking about what you do, and you met a couple people that might need your help with doing a home loan.
Yeah.
And the excitement that you brought to that in getting your possible first loan in the door and helping somebody get through a situation that a lot of people deal with.
Yeah.
And how is that going to be structured, and what are we going to do, and what are rates, and they've already talked to one lender, and how do we structure it better than them, and what can we do? And we sat down, we went through a couple deals, a couple ways to structure it, both now, what that looks like if they do that now, what that looks like if they wait a few months and do it later.
Yeah.
And but your excitement and hey, can I text this? Should I text this? How do I reply to this? Like, I love that.
Yeah.
That's fun for me to help you along that.
I think I'm not, I don't want to brag on myself too hard, but I think that what it is that be asking questions always, but like having a new person come in and ask questions really makes, even in like the job that I had before, it made me have to look back and say, well, why do we do it this way? Why, like, what inefficiencies exist in the system that I am now explaining? It's so easy. And I think this is talked about in almost every single piece of like motivational media that I've consumed in the past month, whether loan related or not. It's so easy to accept the parameters that you've given yourself. I think that was on the sales huddle for UWM this week. So easy to accept those. And you need something to come in and disrupt that. That's why I'm excited about what you two are up to in general.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what we are up to is we're trying to build a foundation of what is our why, what is our mission statement, what is our vision, and create a foundation to build off of that. Not only for us, but it'll affect everything that we do.
Yeah. Globally, I think we're really trying to like take that concept that you like started in on and like really ramp it up to hit a community level with that.
Yeah.
How can we bring that level of energy and positivity out into the community? And so I just got to say, like, kudos to Ryan, because you went out there to that training with them. You were like hopped up, fired up. Just hanging out with David and Buna, because you were like feeding off their energy and their vibe. But then you had like a huge breakthrough from a leadership perspective with Simon Sinek's, you got to find your why. What's the title of the book?
Start with why.
Start with why. And so you said, we're going to completely redo what we're building here. And I have 100% conviction about this. And you kind of laid it out for me after you got back. I'm like, I'm all in on that. Like literally, I am all in on that vision.
Hell yeah.
We have to build it.
Well, we've talked about having a servant's heart on the show and really ever since we've known each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be basically the foundation of our why. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of work to do, and having you in here and to be able to bounce things off of from a completely different stage of life. And, what does this look like? How does that look? And having your feedback has been amazing. I've only been working on this now for a week, but I'm really excited about it. I get here this week. I've been in between 6 and 6:30 every day. And like my wife this morning, she called me at like 7:15. She goes, "You're in the office, and what are you doing?"
I love it.
And I said, "I'm talking to my new buddy." And she goes, "Well, who's that?" I go, "Chat GPT."
Oh gosh.
And she's like, and she's been pushing me towards this.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about AI, and we've used AI, and she gave me some different tools just with Chat GPT. And what it's helping me build our mission statement,
mm-hmm.
and build our why and build our vision. And that's been really fun. And I'm really excited about that, because I think it's going to be a little bit of a market disruptor, to be honest with you.
A little bit. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about revamping everything from the ground up, like literally our website, our socials. I mean, not even talking about it as an apply now, but it's more of a start your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Just like turning this industry on its head and reimagining what it is to provide the services we provide.
And why we provide it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the number one thing. Let's get back to, basically, this is your week one. This has been your week one in being a loan officer, mortgage broker. I don't think there could have been a more eye-opening week in terms of, I want you to just talk about, I'm having you follow mortgage MBS Highway.
Yep.
And you dive in every morning. You're like, "Hey, what's the update today?" From your perspective, being brand new, what did we go through this week? Because it was a big week.
So they took from what I can tell, right, and this is using all of the industry lingo I know, they took mortgage-backed securities, right, and the pricing of it, and they threw it in the washing machine on cold, highest spin cycle, and they let that sit for a day, and then now we're finally back on the up and up from there. Essentially, the dive in pricing that I saw is like using UWM's pricing engine and just some of the other rate sheets that I was looking at yesterday from like a few other lenders. Man, there is, I will say that I'm happy to have, applicants and potential borrowers and people in pipeline, but it was a little scary to me that the first week where I'm really into it, we get these announcements going from 4 rate cuts down to 2 coming from the Fed for 2025. And I think that really hurt a lot of just consumer confidence, I suppose, in the bond, well, not in the bond market, but just in the home market and that sort of thing. Luckily, inventory is still up. I think we're still really set to have a very, very good 2025. But yeah, I think it spooks me because this is the first time I've been licensed, been in this world, seeing all of this, and I'm like, well, shoot, like how severe is this? And then just seeing the market recover a little bit today, I'm like, okay.
So what happened on Wednesday that really the catalyst was Wednesday. What happened on Wednesday to make kind of all this happen?
Yeah, of course there was a Fed rate cut, but that should have had a positive effect. But in reality, the reverser of further announcements regarding plans for 2025, I mean, no, that very much disrupted, I think, a lot of people's expectations, which and it scared me, to be frank. I was just like, well, all of this planning that I've done,
I
was worried.
Yeah, rates on Wednesday alone went up. The Fed cut the rate 0.25%.
Yeah,
our rates went up about 0.25%,
mm-hmm.
which is a huge jump single day.
That is a big jump.
Like we usually have moves and they move slowly, and to get 0.25% better or worse typically takes weeks.
Right.
And it took about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I think in this industry, so many people, whether it be honestly loan officers or real estate agents or just the consumer in general, they see and they hear on TV that the Fed cut rates, and they jump. Like I had multiple clients say, "Hey, the Fed cut rates again. Is it time to refinance?" And I follow this very closely. I look at it every day. I dive into, why our rates move. And I told people before the first Fed cut a couple months ago, when they cut it 50 basis points, I said, hold on a second. The Fed lowering rates is not going to be good for long-term rates. Not initially anyway. Yeah. Will they follow? Not always, but usually yes. But it takes a while. Mm-hmm. And the first knee-jerk reaction, from a few months ago now, we were down in the 5.99 range for a conventional loan. We were in the low fives for government FHA and VA loans.
Yeah.
And almost overnight.
Yeah. It was there for a week?
3 days, I think.
Yeah. 3 days.
And almost overnight, we went from that 5.99 to almost 7%.
Yeah.
And we talk about a single day quarter hike. I think it took about 5 days for a 1% hike. And people just have to realize, and you're learning this day by day, reading MBS Highway, that rates, long-term rates, aren't connected to the Feds. They're more connected to inflation.
There you go.
And jobs reports.
Yep.
How much people are paying for rent,
the BCA,
and things like that. And unfortunately, I think over the last couple of years, especially with jobs reports, the government keeps on coming out and saying, jobs are good. But if you actually dive into the reports, about 90% of the jobs created that they say are new jobs are either part-time or self-employed.
Yep, gig economy type stuff.
That's not a new job.
No, it's not. Well, the other thing too is investors, when they feel like there's some negative news, they pull their money out of the market,
right?
And they try to put themselves into cash or short-term positions to position their cash. So that's why you see the 10-year Treasury spike up and the 30-year mortgage-backed security go down. So if the if the price of the mortgage-backed security is going down, that means rates are going up.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're on the rise.
They're on the rise. Yeah.
I hadn't fully realized the inverse relationship on that really until I saw it displayed in full effect on Wednesday. I think that was when I really noticed it, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's the exact relationship these two had. And like, while I had looked up and known about the correlation previously, man, seeing it in effect, watching it change the price sheets, that's a whole
historically too, when we've had what they call quantitative easing by the Fed.
Yeah.
That means the government is buying up mortgage-backed securities. So they're driving the price up, which is driving rates way down.
Yeah.
So right now they're in a quantitative tightening cycle. Even though they're starting to cut rates, they're not buying mortgage-backed securities. They're still relying on the private market or the private sector to gobble up those mortgage-backed securities. And they just quite frankly don't have an appetite for it right now.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what are you most excited for? Let's talk about, let's recap your goals of 2025.
Oh gosh. Well, the goals that I set, I believe I said I wanted to help. What if I can't remember exactly whether it was 20 or 24. My goal now I've set for is I want to help 24. I want to help 24 families in 2025. That's my goal. Personally, I don't exactly have any specific like compensation goals. I have no goals around anything of that nature. What I really want is I want the experience. I want to get myself out there. I want to fully comply with the hand that feeds, which when I first heard it, I was on that. I wasn't fully licensed. I think I had just submitted my application. We hop on the first Chris Vincent call. What are some of the numbers that he was throwing out for the number of realtors you have to know, the number of like, we were hitting like hundreds in terms of, a wedding list of people that you trust and good friends that you have that like uplift you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So being in the industry for a long time, we've heard over and over that your database is definitely worth a certain dollar amount.
Yeah.
Because people on average do a mortgage transaction every 7 years.
Yeah.
Whether they move and they buy a new house or they refinance, on average, it's every 7 years.
Exactly.
It's been a little bit skewed over the last few years because we had such low rates. And I don't know if that's really going to affect anything because consumers also like to spend and use their house as an ATM. And that is going to provide some other lending opportunities.
Exactly.
Don't hang the medallion around your neck saying, I have a 2.5% interest rate and be all proud of that. But you have credit card debt of 30% interest rates that are stacking up.
Yeah.
Let's look at a blended rate calculator and figure that out.
Yep.
Exactly. So my main goals, I suppose, are just, I want to comply with kind of the guidelines that Chris Vincent sent out. I have a lot of people to meet in order to make that the case. So many. So what is my focus? I want to get more involved with sort of South Sound community. I want to meet a lot more realtors. I want to meet financial planners, inspectors. I have a broad list of people that I'm very interested in talking to, and now it's just execution. I need to find out where they all hang out, in this dead winter where it's cold outside, where's the like, I don't know, the inspector bar meetup or something like that, where, how do I crash that?
Well, you're already on a good start. Before you were licensed, how many real estate agents did you meet face to face?
At open houses, I would say probably around 20 to 25. And then I had meetings set up with 2 of them. But to get back to your previous point, once you hit weeks 3 and 4 of BrokerX, you lock in. That becomes your full focus. You find every single deficiency of knowledge that you have, and you begin just testing yourself on that every day. Or you, in my opinion, or you fail the exam.
I think the point Ryan was trying to get at.
Yeah.
This is kind of like directed at established loan officers in the industry. You have no preconceived notions of what you can or can't achieve in this business. So you go out there and just crush it and meet 24 realtors in your first freaking week, and you're not even licensed yet.
It's absolutely insane.
It's insane, dude. Like I was so amped up about that.
Yeah. Bryon came in the office and he's like, "You're not going to believe this. We set David out to go meet with real estate agents, and he's already met with like 20 plus.
I like open houses, and I like to, if there are any realtors that I've contacted listening, just forgive me for a moment, but realtors, they're stuck there. They like, and if there aren't clients coming through, and I think it's really interesting, you know, open houses that are being run on like Thursdays at 2 p.m. There's not going to be nearly as many clients coming through. Come in and say hello, be friendly. See if you're able to, if you know the listing agent ahead of time, look on social media, and like, you don't, you know, creep them out or anything, but mention that, you know, you've seen them around, you like some of their posts. Hey, let's talk about your marketing strategies and stuff like that. You want to sit down, and then from there, I'm still working on kind of my value proposition and my value add and the scripts for that in my head. I know the base like kind of points, but no, meeting realtors is fun if you let it. You know, meeting anyone's fun. You just have to really kind of present yourself and have that energy to go out there and do it. Because,
And speaking of energy, I
Yeah.
think our industry is lacking it right now. Honestly, realtors, lenders, title reps, I just feel like everybody is like doomsday in their head. Oh my God, this market's the worst we've ever seen in the 20 years we've been in lending, and people are really letting it affect them. So having new energy come into this system that we've created, and what was the average age of the loan officer, like 54 or 58,
Something like that.
Something crazy. But you are what we are missing in this industry. You bringing this energy in, and to be quite honest, speaking of the hand that feeds, like Ryan and I have known that we have to go out and do the same activities that you're doing. I mean, we get caught up in, we call it creative avoidance, right? We're like creatively avoiding what we know we have to do.
been there,
We got to work on the business. You got to work on this. But the reality is we have to go out and do the same thing you are doing. And the fact that you're taking the bull by the horns, Ryan, are like, holy crap, dude, we got to get our asses in gear. We can't let David beat us.
Because of you, I'm more energized about this business than I
same
maybe ever have been in my 20-year career.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have to be.
Yeah.
It's the, I think of what I'm doing right now as the almost the kind of bottom floor of where I can be and what I want to be. I think I've got some other personal goals on the side that I think will leave me more energized as well. But right now, yeah, I see nothing but upward mobility for me and my own personal growth. You know, the market's one thing, but core is what matters.
Yes. It's interesting. So David, you were out of the office, and I asked David, what's your goal? Do you have a number? So he shared that number, 24 families helped. And I'm thinking, that's it. And he's like, wait, what? And so it's like a whole mindset thing. I've gone through this where, I never thought I could close any more than, help 3 to 4 families a month. Right. And that was like, it was just in my mind that I couldn't do it until I actually broke through it. And I'm like, oh my God, it was my own limiting mindset that limited in me believing what I could actually do or not.
Right.
So if you're embracing the process and doing the activities and getting out there, spreading our message and being a servant leader within our community, don't worry about the money. Everything will fall into place for you.
Yeah.
If you just like focus solely on what we're talking about and executing the plan, the sky's the limit.
Well, I think the mindset already is there. Like, you want to help a certain number of families. It's not a monetary thing. The more you have that mindset of the servant's heart and helping people and having a number of families you want to help, I think that destroys your limiting mindset of, oh, I want to make X number of dollars per year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think
contagious.
That foundation, if you relay that message out in the world and tell people, I'm just here to help people, you're off to a great start.
Yep.
I just don't want I don't want the 24 to limit me. I don't think that it is, but I need to set a goal somewhere. And then I need to see, well, how have I exceeded it? What month is it? If I have exceeded it, can I do I don't know, if I, by some blessing, I hit that at like June, July, I'm like, well, middle of the year, let's talk about what else I want to do. Are there other numbers that I want to hit? How is the hand that feeds? How is future business? Because I feel like there's a lot of initial hype now that I'm kind of presenting myself into the world. Family, friends, other people are coming forward and saying, hey, I need I would love, I need like a refinance. I need to do these things. Problem is, once those transactions happen, and once I've finished helping them out, I need something after. You know, I need
Yes.
the machine kind of to keep moving, because I kind of I like doing that. That's what gets me up.
That's
But
what we're going to help you with.
yeah,
So to that point, I'm more motivated by your goal than I am my own personal goal, to be perfectly frank. Like,
Same.
Yeah. 100%. Like,
I want you to get to double that. I want you. My goal.
didn't
that
I
sounds
tell you?
incredible.
I
I already
feel
told you
like-
that, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're always on the same page.
I know.
It's great.
Yeah.
I know.
Um,
And I will feel like I have failed as one of your leaders and one of your peers if I don't help you hit 48 families helped in 2025. I will feel like I have failed you.
I absolutely.
Yep.
You roll your eyes at that,
No,
but that's what we love to do. We like to. I would rather help people succeed
yeah.
than my own success. Like that's what gets me here at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not here working with Chat GPT really for my own personal. I'm working to build that foundation so I can
For the
build
entire team.
the
Yeah.
whole team and
Yep.
grow our team
Exactly.
and help everybody. I don't want to be here just pat you on the ass and say, "Oh, go do 5 phone calls today." Well, what's the premise behind that? How do I make those 5 phone calls?
Yeah. Good luck. Sink or swim, buddy.
How do I make them
Sink or
matter?
swim.
Yeah.
What do we do this week?
He threw me in the Puget Sound.
No, I did not throw you in the Puget
At
Sound.
King Tide in the
Yeah,
wind.
King Tide. He picked me up. It was incredible. You should have seen it. All the fishermen were spooked, pissed off. We met a lovely gentleman who was fishing up squid. Not
Yep.
anymore. He had to drag me out of there with a fishing rod. It was crazy. No, we went to King Tide in Tacoma, and it was absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I think I needed a little field trip and a reset that morning, just because I was personally, I don't even want to call it creative avoidance. I was just a little bit overwhelmed. There's a lot that I have to do, and it feels like a lot of initial setup. I went to UWM. They gave me all these excellent tools. The converse side of that, I had to use all the tools. I had to put all the information in. I had to consider where they fit in my business and how and when, and you get lost. You need to just focus in and create a good to-do list.
Well, there's a huge difference in this business and really in any business. It's working on your business versus working in your business. There's so many things as a new loan officer that you have to do to work on your business.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to set up your LOS. You've got to set up how to pull credit.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to put your bio in. You've got to get your headshots. You've got to
get your social medias dialed in.
There's literally probably, I don't know, 50, 100 things that you need to do and set up.
Yeah.
And in this business, you're going to have passwords for, I don't know,
20 or 30 different things.
Yeah. And in the beginning, you have to set that up, all while in the back of your mind, you're like, I got to get out and get business. How do I do all of this? It's a lot. This business is not easy.
No.
From the standpoint of, all the things you have to do to work on your business, it's not easy to go work in your business and get the business. You have to come up with a game plan of, I'm going to work on my business for 3 or 4 hours. Then I'm going to go work in my business for 3 or 4 hours and prospect. And
it really should be an 80-20 rule. This is coming from my coach, by the way. 80% of your time should be spent on what we call income producing activities or the working in your business. Working on your business 20% of the time. So you time block accordingly.
But it's skewed for somebody brand new.
It is. Yeah.
You have to spend the first you've already been spending weeks on it before you even got licensed.
Yeah.
Not just with BrokerX, not with any of your training stuff. We already had you diving into learning MBS Highway and how rates work, and listening to Barry Habib, who's a guru in the business, who gives great advice. Is he wrong? Yes, everybody's wrong sometimes, but he'll explain why he's wrong, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But you've been here, you've been putting in the time. I see you're working on the business starting to dwindle here in the next probably week or so. We're coming into Christmas, so next week's going to be a bit skewed, but
I would say by mid-January, he'll be on the ground running.
Yeah.
That's how I feel as well. That's what I'm really hoping for. And I want to make sure that I'm in a good position to use all that time effectively. I don't want days that are empty or filled with, creative avoidance, as you had mentioned earlier. I see I see myself being able to like overplan social media posts, that sort of thing, as a way of distraction. I'm just like, nope, I need to hit the new year. I don't care how cold or dark it is. I need to make sure that I'm in it and I'm fully ready. And I'm basically fully set up to do that now.
And I feel like you know that you have our backing. Like you can be out in the field and you can have questions that you don't know answers to, and you know that we're a phone call away.
Yeah.
And we're going to answer unless I'm sleeping at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I've been doing lately.
Yeah.
Love it. Dude, I'm so freaking stoked for you. Like, just to see this, like, it's just like, okay, you decided that you wanted to be part of what we're doing, which is just an incredible thing in and of itself. It went from that to, okay, BrokerX is here, plug into that, to now you've pretty much got your first loan application coming in the door. It's like, holy crap. And this is like one of the hardest markets we've had, like in the history of us doing loans, if not the hardest.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of sheer numbers, it's been the lowest volume since like, I don't know, 1995. It's right on par with like 2008.
So I will leave you with this: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. So I will tell you, there's a lot of talented LOs out there that are not putting in the work, and you're going to take market share from them. But so not only are you a hard worker, but you're also talented. So you've got both.
You know, I appreciate that. I think I struggle sometimes with feeling like an imposter in the places where I am. And no, I know, but everyone has their own struggle. You know, I can call people on the phone fairly easily. But when it comes to really telling myself you did a good job today, I am my harshest critic far and away. So what I want to do is work on that. And I think that's why I like goal setting and being a little more active about it as I enter 2025. I want to be able to look back and say, no, you did this. This was you. And you and like all of your support network. This is something that was created.
So this is a beautiful epiphany I'm just having right now.
Yeah.
You're really dialed into the training side of things. I want to dial into the coaching side of things.
Ooh.
Because I have a lot of modules that my coach has taken me through that I can like take this knowledge and pass on to all of our new people and the seasoned people as well.
Well, the training that I'm going to do is going to last, I can only train so much, and that's going to transition into coaching.
Yes.
And then we're going to have to find some more new, hungry people like David, so I can train them while you're coaching that group.
Yep.
And then we just continue to grow.
Yeah, I'm so freaking excited about that.
You got any friends just like you?
Friends just like me. I think there are some people that if you really want me to go out there and talk to some people that think similarly to me, have that sort of mindset, I can begin making those conversations happen. At this point,
Bring it on.
Yeah. I want to have a discussion with you two about that at some point, just because I see the value add from BrokerX, and I think there are people that I know that could benefit from it, but it's a matter of how. That's kind of been my question this week. I wish it was more about why. That's something I really want to get dialed in on this weekend. But we're all
going to work on that together.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing about this thing that we're building. It's not just one above another. It's not there is no I in team, right?
Right.
We're all on the same playing field. We are truly a team.
Yep.
Like that's my mindset now, and that's my mindset moving forward with everything we do and everybody we have on our team. We have more experience, so we can help you build. That doesn't mean I'm any better or any worse than you or anybody else. We are all in it together.
And they have more energy, and
they definitely have more energy.
Yeah. So, we have our own set of experiences. So we have a set of preconceived notions about this industry, but it's so refreshing seeing somebody brand new come into this business and just light it up. And it makes me want to just like run through a brick wall, to be honest with you.
We're going to run through a big brick wall for you.
Maybe this one right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch you first.
No, thanks.
You're rehanging the soundboards if you do that. Okay, that's you. Whoever breaks that wall, I know that was a struggle.
They're going to survive apocalypse.
Now they are.
Yeah.
That glue is strong.
Yeah. That glue is not going anywhere.
We've failed fast on those.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yep.
Well, David, we are elated to have you. And thank you for making us better. And we strive to make you the best loan officer we possibly can and human being.
Fuck yes. Yeah.
Uncensored.
We didn't swear yet. What fucking podcast are we? I woke up.
Yes,
Oliver.
the hound is
Oliver.
Ollie.
Ollie, you're back.
That's what it takes.
Well, cheers to another show.
Yes.
Follow us, like, subscribe, all those fun things. We're on pretty much all the podcast shows and YouTube. So all in uncensored.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's another great day.
It is a great day.
It's another great day.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everyone.